tomorrow is Brad's Thanksgiving dinner at work. So we are going to make a giant pot of my smothered green beans, which I have made on here before. But we're going to do it again. Like 8 cans of green beans. I don't know how many pounds that is, but use fresh if you want to, but I'm using the cans. Chop up a pound of bacon and about a pound of ham. I'm going to cook that all down. We're going to cook this until we render all the fat out of it and it's really crispy. While that's cooking, I'm going to peel and chop up these potatoes. You don't have to peel them. You can do them however you want. I kind of like the skin on them, but I don't know who I'm feeding because I'm sending it to my husband's job. So yeah, I'm going to skin them and peel them and cut them. Now they're all diced up and we're waiting on our bacon. If it helps you while you're cooking to deglaze the bottom, give the pot a little bit of your wine. But you don't got to do that. I just like to get my pot really clean before I start making the roux from the bacon grease and some flour. I like to make sure it's clean on the bottom because if not, you can burn the bottom of the pot and burn the roux and then you have to start over. And if you want to get it clean, cold water works just as good. I just happen to have Moscato in my hand. All right, y'all, now we're going to remove all of our bacon and ham and put it on a paper towel on the side. What I'm going to be doing is making a little roux in here, and I do not have enough bacon grease rendered from that to actually make the roux. So I'm scooping some out of my little bacon container, and we're going to melt that down. What I had put in there just now was like a tablespoon of butter, a few tablespoons of bacon grease. If you have butter, you don't have to use bacon grease. If you have bacon grease, you don't have to use butter. Or you can use a combination of both because it really doesn't matter. And we're about to put some flour in here and make a roux. I'm going to start with about 1/4 cup of flour and we'll see where that gets us. And then I'm going to drop in all of my onions. You're not making a dark roux right here. We're just cooking out the flour flavor for about 5 minutes or so. Doesn't have to be dark. And mine consists of bacon grease and butter, which is actually, I like it that way. But like I said, either one is fine. We got 2 onions that Brad sliced up into little thin slices like this. And we're going to dump them straight down into the roux, y'all. Let's cook those down for a few minutes. Get the onions tender. You do have to stir this pretty much the whole time because that's a roux and it will still burn. The onions will start breaking up the bottom, but it's going to still burn if you don't stir it. Adding a little bit of water is okay. It's not a traditional roux that you're stirring for an hour. I don't know if you can see that, but the onions should start breaking up this dark grimmies on the bottom of the pot, which is just your little stuff stuck on the bottom that makes all the flavor. The onions should start pulling that up, the acid in the onions. At this point, y'all, we're going to start opening up 8 cans of green beans, and I'm not going to use the liquid out of all of them. I'm going to just test it out and see how many I need to leave the liquid in. But the first one, I'm going to leave the liquid in because I need to stop the cooking of the roux. We'll dump that in there. Let's get that creamy. And all the potatoes. Let that cook while I open up the other cans. Let's season this. Put a little garlic powder in here because I forgot to actually put my minced garlic, but it'll be fine. I'm going to put another can with the liquid in it. And these cans do have sodium in it, so you need to, I should have used a bigger pot. I don't even know if it's going to fit, honestly. Yeah, I don't think it's going to fit. I may have to transfer this to my 13-inch McWare. But anyway, the sodium in it, you do have to watch a little bit. So I will probably only use 1 more can undrained, and then the rest I'm going to drain them, and then we'll see what happens. This is never a science with me. Like, I just go and figure it out as I go. I'm going to put a little salt. I don't like the salt from the can, but you do need to add a little bit of, like, freshly cracked salt. And we're going to use some black pepper. And I'm also today going to use Bayou Craze by my friend Joni. We're just like, I have 10 different friends who make delicious seasonings, y'all. So when it comes to seasoning my food, I basically have to say eeny, meeny, miny, mo, because they're all delicious. But today, Joni, you won. So there is no way that this is going to fit in this pot, everything I got to put in there with the meat. So I am swapping this over to my McWare, y'all. This may be entertaining. Maybe I should leave it out. I don't know, but I'm not gonna. So we're just gonna entertain y'all with it. Excuse me for a second. There's no way that's all gonna fit in this one pot. In my small, yeah, there's no way. Actually, this is what I said in the beginning, and Brad was like, "Oh no, it'll fit in the little round one," and I was like, but I did what he said, and as you can see, I should have listened to me. Anyway, now we're in the McWare, so it's all good. It wasn't too bad. See, I didn't destroy my kitchen. I think this is the last one I'm going to leave the liquid in. So we will see. I got my can opener opening the rest of them now. Yeah, the other 5 cans I'm going to go ahead and put in drains because that's just too much sodium. And if I need to, I'll add water to it. We'll see after I add in the other 4 cans. Garlic powder. Last can. Y'all, I'm going to stick the link in my comments again for this Kitchen Mom can opener. It was like $29 something, and I'm telling you, I have used this for 2 months with the same batteries. It has worked perfectly. It frees up all my counter space. I am, like, I would never go back to anything else. All the meat. Now we're going to put all the meat back in the green beans. Ooh. Ham and bacon. And you can use sausage if you want. We'll mix it up. Alright, y'all. That's all there is to it. I'm going to let these smother and cook the potatoes until they're fork tender. And, yeah. They're feeding about 15 people tomorrow at the Thanksgiving lunch for work. With whatever everybody else brings to contribute. But this is me and Brad's contribution. And once these are cooked, this is going to be delicious, y'all. So I'm going to cover it up and just let it cook for about 30 minutes. I'll be right back and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all the way finished. See when these potatoes get like that? Or you can just break them apart with a fork. That's ready. I'm going to go ahead and turn these off and just let them sit and cool off, and then I'm going to transfer them into the dish for his luncheon tomorrow, and we are done. Ça c'est bon.